going to be a bit of a mishmash of things for the internet. I want to cover how to open tabs, opening a link in its own tab, how to tell if a website is secure, and then I want to talk about the find feature and how it can be useful and why it's so awesome. But the first thing I want to cover is just some really quick terminology. Some of this stuff you might already know, but just in case I want to throw it out there. Up at the top, the long white bar at the top, that's called your address bar. It's where you put your web addresses. It's also called the URL bar. Next to it, this little button with the up and down arrows, that's your refresh button. When you click on that, all it does is it resends the information on the page and reloads it. You might use it if you're having trouble loading a page. You can just hit refresh and sometimes that'll make it go through. You can also use the refresh button by pressing F5 on the keyboard. The little red X right next to it, that's the stop button. And what that does is when the page is in the middle of loading, let's say you wanted to stop it from doing that for some reason, if you hit that, it just stops it where it was. I can honestly say I can't tell you the last time I used the stop button, but it's good to know what it does, so there you go. Now this guy up here, this little bar next to the address bar, that is a search engine. It's like a miniature search engine. It does the same thing. You can hook in Yahoo or you could hook in Google, and then if you go up there, it's a shortcut so that you don't have to use the web address of going to www.google.com. You can just type your search in up there, hit enter, and it takes you to Google or Yahoo or Ask or whatever you want to use. Now, the last thing on this little terminology about is the scroll bar, which is this guy here. You use it to move up and down web pages, obviously, and you can use it different ways. I was holding down the left mouse button and dragging it up and down, but you can also use the ball on the mouse or even the up and down arrows on your keyboard. Now, opening new tabs. The easiest way to open a tab, and the most obvious, is just to go up and click on this little square here, and that opens a new one. There's a shortcut for that. You can hit Control-C or Control-T on the keyboard, and that opens a new tab. And then you don't even have to go up and click on that. You can just type in your website, hit enter, and you're good to go. Now, the other thing I want to show you, this is really useful. I love this. It's opening links in its own tab. This works anywhere that you have a link that you want to open. So whether you're on Google or you're on just Yahoo, whatever you want. I'm on the wiki right now, and I'm going to use the policies and procedures menu as an example. And let's say you want to open the mega manual. If you just click on the mega manual, it's going to redirect you from the wiki onto there. So it reloads it on the tab that you're already on. What you want to do is you want to right click on it and then left click open in new tab. And what that does is it leaves my wiki page up, but it opened the mega manual in its own tab. So now I have Yahoo open, I have the wiki, and I have the mega manual, and I didn't lose anything I was working on. And like I said, you can do that anywhere you have a list of links, Google, Yahoo, anywhere you want. Now, another thing I was going to show you is how to tell if a website is secure. You can do that. Give me 1 second to get rid of some of these tabs. You can do that by going to a website that you want to log into. So like I'm using the Amazon login. Anytime you're logging into a website or you're doing a transaction, if you're in your bank account, all that type of stuff, you want to make sure you're on a secure website. Now you can tell by going up to the address bar and looking up here if there's a padlock there. That's a way to tell if it's secure. And the other thing you want to look for is over at the HTTP, which is on every website you go to. It stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It's now HTTPS. And what that stands for is it's Hypertext Transfer Protocol with Secure Sockets Layer. Now, I don't expect you to remember that. What I want you to think of the S as is just secure or safe. If you see the S there, it means you're good to go, it's safe to put your info in, you don't have to worry. So remember that, HTTPS. The last thing I want to go over is the find feature. And you might have heard us talking about the find feature already. And if you don't know what it is, you're really missing out because it's really cool. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to close out of the Amazon tab, and you can close out of tabs by hitting the little X in the corner. Sometimes if you want to close out of stuff, I know some people don't realize that they can close out just a tab, where they'll go up and X out and that closes everything. If you want to close just a tab, it's just this little X right here, or Control W on the keyboard. Okay. The find feature. You can use the find feature to pull out keywords on a page of text that you're looking for. So like, let's say you did a Google search and you were researching the color orange, and you ended up on this page with all this text here, and you can't find what the directory is telling you is here, what the search engine was telling you is here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Control F on the keyboard, and that opens my little find box, and I'm going to type in the word orange. And then you would just click Next. And what it does is it takes you to each time that word is used on the page. So this is the first time it says it is kind of an orange roof, right? As soon as the word orange is there, it pulls you to that. And if I hit Next again, it's going to tell me the next place orange was mentioned. And until you find what you were looking for, you can just keep hitting Next. But it takes you to that particular word that you know has to be there for it to be accurate to you. So you can use that anywhere on the internet and play around with it. It's actually really cool, and I know you'll find uses for it. It's really awesome. And then that's the only stuff I wanted to show you about the internet.